Hello,
Hello.
welcome to Monarchy Creative Design Studio. Today I'm going to interview a very good friend of mine, very lovely and creative Louis. Hello to everyone, Louis.
Hello.
Yeah, Louis provide web design and social media management and training services. So Louis, do you want to talk about your business first?
Yeah, sure. Thanks for having me, Mona. Hello everyone. My name is Louis Trinnaman, and I'm from G Development. What do I do? I'm a bit of everything. A web designer, social media marketing consultant, as well as a business consultant. What my part of the business in G Development, we offer lots of different things within G Development, from business and life coaching to also first aid. I actually specialize, as I say, within the web design and social media marketing sector. So what I help my customers and clients with is help around website support. So whether it's if you're brand new to setting up a business and you want to set up a website, then I'll help customers with getting it set up at a affordable price, because quite a lot of people do charge quite high amounts. So for a new business, that can be quite a struggle. And I also teach people how to use their websites, and how to utilize social media to try to get more people to come and visit their website more often, because just having a website doesn't necessarily mean that you'll get people coming along and reviewing it. You need to actively market it as well, and that's where social media comes in. So I help people with talking about social media, the pros and cons of using different types of accounts, and how best to use them with their business model so that they can manage it themselves, or get someone like me to manage it for them. So that's a bit about my business.
Yeah, very cool. And I like the idea that you provide trainings. Yeah, because
Yeah, I think
yeah.
everyone should get training, and I mean, even myself, I get coached as well. And you know you the way to become a successful business person, or even successful in anything, is to continuously learn, study and adapt, and put into practice things. So coaching is an incredibly important thing. You're never too old or young to learn new things, and that's the beauty of learning from other people and other experiences as well.
Yeah, because for website or social media management or updating, it can be quite a lot of money if you use somewhere else on a retainer basis. So
Exactly, yeah. A lot of companies do charge a lot.
yeah,
And the thing is, results are always hard to measure in social media, because you can't really guarantee like what you'll get out of it. It really depends on what you put into it, and the way you approach your social media, which you'll start to see results happen. But it takes time to build a platform that people will recognize you and your brand and will want to seek you out. So it is a constant
yeah,
adapting and ever changing thing.
because you are also involved with Doja Dog project. Do you want to talk
Yeah,
about how you help with the Doja Dog?
yeah, sure. So Dodger Dog is a children's book series that's actually written by my mother, Karen G, who's
Yeah.
also in G Development.
Mhm.
And so Dodger is our real life dog. He's a rescue staff, and for the last sort of 6 to 7 years now, my mother has been writing books and about his adventures, and the books are all based on real life, but they're tailored to teach children about different subjects such as love and friendship, responsible dog ownership, environmental awareness, discrimination. We've even got a book about bereavement as well. So we teach about life and death. What do I do within Dodge Dog? So I actually help do the social media marketing for the Dodge Dog books. So I'm typically the one who helps set up our automated messaging. So when we advertise our free book downloads or advertise our books on Amazon, um, we also did like a Christmas campaign where we was offering, different discounted prices on products as well. So I put all those sort of messages together, and I actively as well help host the Facebook lives that we do through Dodger Dog. So we normally five times a week normally. We will meet up on Facebook and we will advertise some of our products, whether it's our books or our dog clothing line. So I'm either behind the camera or I've even been in front of the camera as well. So I do quite a few different things really within Dodge Dog. And I also go out and about and do lots of different visits. So I've been to some schools with Karen and Dodger. We've done markets, places when not in lockdown. Been to Crufts as well, one of the biggest dog shows in the world. National Pet Show, lots of different things. So I do quite a few things, but I do say mainly focus sort of on the social media side of it.
Yeah, sure. And is it hard to work with your mom, with your own mom?
It's not hard. It's different because obviously, when you work with family, and anyone that works in a family business, it's very much different to working in a corporate environment or an environment where you're not relatives. Because when you're obviously relatives, there is a degree of being honest with each other and talking and making sure that things are done right. But the one thing about working for me, mum Karen, she's got a massive array of experience in management, in corporate management, and also she's
Yeah,
a business and life coach. And
yeah.
I learned so much from my mum. It is really really good to be working from her with her, and for her.
Mhm.
But then sometimes I help her with teaching her things as well. So it's very much a give and take. Like we do help each other. So
Yeah,
it is nice. It is really nice. And I think in the pandemic,
yeah,
I'm really grateful to have my mum that I'm helping and working with and
sure.
working for.
Yeah,
Because the pandemic's been a very challenging time for everyone. So it's been wonderful to be able to spend more time with my mum and work with her.
yeah, sure. Because I was gonna say that you are very lucky, like your mom is a business coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a startup.
Everyone who ever meets her has always got nice things to say, which is really really good. And
Yeah,
but they are genuine, and she's wonderful to work with. And I'd say it's very different working with family,
yeah, sure.
but I think through the pandemic, it's definitely been a massive bonus to be able to work with your family.
Yeah, sure. Because you feel like you got support.
Exactly.
You're not
Yeah.
alone. And because I know you started your business during the pandemic, which is very brave. And
Yeah. Thank you.
as I listened to your foresight before, I know you worked so many years in the bank.
Yeah.
Could you tell more about the transformations, or why did you leave the bank and decided to start your own business during the pandemic?
Yeah. Sure. So before the pandemic, I was working for a major retail bank, and a very well known retail bank. And I spent just over 19 years, like nearly 19 and a half years with them. And it was kind of funny. So, for the last sort of few years, within the role that I'd been doing, I'd known that my particular role was probably going to be at risk at any time because I'd worked my way up from like working in front of house with customers on in a branch to managing a branch, being a business manager, and then I got myself a head office job in project works, comms and marketing, and like all different parts of the business. And I worked, as I say, quite a long time in these sort of head office roles. Probably for 6 7 years I was doing that. So I was always kind of aware that if redundancies ever happen, normally in the areas that I was working in,
Yeah.
that was more at risk. And every year it hadn't really happened. And I actually started doing business networking for the last 3 years,
Mhm.
thinking, well, if it does happen, I'd want to, you know, leave, set up a business. So I was ready to kind of hit the ground running. And then what happened was, I actually went on holiday to Florida in January of 2020. And I was lucky enough to get out and go to like Disney and enjoy myself for 2 weeks. And I'm out with a friend. And then when I got back, I actually went into the office on the Monday morning, and this was pre-pandemic, so this is before. But at that time, though, when I was in America, it was all on the news about Wuhan and Corona and COVID and all that. But it was like in China, and it wasn't something I thought was gonna be wow. But yeah, I got back from this holiday Monday morning straight away, and then I walked in, and they said we need to have a conversation, and I was told that my role had been displaced, so they were going to actually by May make me redundant. If or I had the choice to try to apply for another job. If I wasn't successful, then I'd get redundancy. I decided that I would take the redundancy at that time because for me, the roles that I could have gone for wasn't things that I really wanted to work in.
Yeah.
And I didn't. It wasn't that it was a case of it being like a downgrade or anything like that. It was just that the roles wasn't what excited me. I didn't particularly want to stay at that point and do those roles, and then probably be at risk again future down the line. And I'd already done, as I say, over 19 years at that point, so I'd already built up quite a good sort of package. So I was happy to go. But then what happened then was when I made the decision, and I was in that period of waiting, and just doing my job and doing handovers. That's when the pandemic hit and the lockdown happened. And thankfully, this my employer actually extended it. So originally I was going in May, they actually extended it to the end of June, which was really nice of them at the time because we didn't know how long it was going to go on for. And then at the end of June, I then left, and yeah, I was like, okay, now I'm going to start looking at doing my business. And this was all during the pandemic. And obviously, during the summer, we had that little period where there weren't no lockdown. So it wasn't too bad. But then we went back into lockdown again. But for me, it hadn't really changed. I was still going to just carry on meeting people, networking, and getting my business ready for 2021 because I wanted to see out the tax year, start my business in the new tax year, which is what I'm doing, and yeah, and just kind of go from there really.
Yeah.
So at the time, it was a bit scary, but it was the right decision because even then, had I'd stayed and found another role, I might not have been happy, or I might have been still at risk because they did carry on doing more redundancies, unfortunately. So some people still lost their jobs. So, I'm kind of thankful for sort of sticking to my guns really with it. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it is scary with everything going on, but I think there's also a massive opportunity, and there's a lot of people that have got opportunities now to go into business for themselves and to come out on top. But it's going to just obviously take time and patience, unfortunately. But there's still things you can do during lockdowns and pandemics that will help you with your business, and that's what I've been focusing on.
Yeah, and you got the best business coach, your mom.
Yeah, and I've got wonderful people like yourself around me as well that
Yeah,
are helping me as well and giving me ideas and teaching me stuff. So, yeah, it's about surrounding yourself with people that you like and they like you, and you can help each other, and that's what it's all about.
yeah, sure. And also, how does your 19 years banking experience help in your current business now?
As I say, working in the retail bank for 19 years has taught me lots of different things, from customer experience to customer services, selling, um, even the evolution of technology and things like that. I think what it's helped me understand is that the world is an ever changing place, and it's important to change with it. Change is scary and can be quite a challenge, and not a lot of people want to do that, but it is something that we have to accept and deal with. And as I say, within the experience I've had of managing people, managing staff, interacting with customers,
Mhm.
I've learned things that what I should do and things I shouldn't do in terms of how to treat people. That's a key. And then I've also say my last sort of 7 years of the bank, I did a lot of project work, and I was dealing with a lot of new technologies, and that was actually where I got my first sort of taste of web design work, because I was building prototypes of the banking apps and things like that, and that was quite really interesting, and I enjoyed it. So that's why, again, I wanted to kind of go in this direction with doing web design, but also social media, because I think it's two and two, because there's a lot of choice out there for web design, and there's a lot of people that can do it on their own. So I want to offer it to people that need help with it, but at the same time, social media is something that some people might need more help with, and that's where my business is hopefully going to fill that gap, as it were, and to help people that need it.
Yeah, thanks very much, because I can tell you are a very chilled person, can deal with all kinds of
I
situations.
try to I try to be.
When you worked in a bank, you couldn't choose your clients, but now you can.
Yeah, I can certainly choose my clients now, and that is nice to be able to do that.
Yeah.
I think it's also important, though, not to be too restrictive with who you take on as a client,
Mhm.
because I've met a lot of people that say they only work with particular age brackets and
Yeah.
types of clients and that, and I think sometimes limiting yourself can be a hindrance,
Yeah.
and it's important to not necessarily turn away opportunities, because sometimes you meet people, and they can actually lead you to more people that you can help,
Yeah.
and that's where you want to build. And that's probably actually the one big thing that my last employer taught me, actually, was about the importance of building advocacy with your customers. So getting a customer that's so happy with you that they would be prepared to recommend you to their friends and family, and that's, I think, is a great way to base your business model on, getting results, excellent customer service, and building advocacy, so that you'll get more returning clients and introductions to other clients as well.
Yes, sure, I agree. And also, could you tell us one of the case studies, like how you help your clients?
Yeah, so I've helped a couple of clients, and one of them that I've sort of helped more recently was, they had a website that they used to have with another provider, and that person has subsequently moved on to doing different things and no longer offers that services. So they basically lost their website,
Yeah.
and the whole thing had closed down and had to start again. And I basically helped them with setting up a new website with a domain holder and everything, so that what they could do is they could manage it themselves, and all they had to do was just renew any fees in order to keep the website up, and just support them with basically building their website platform that they were after. So I helped them out with that, and then on top of that, I was talking to them about how to get more foot flow coming into their website. So teaching them about, like, having words in the about me section that allow you to trigger more on Google, but then also using social media accounts to also get more people to home in on your website. So having like a Facebook account, page for your business alongside your website, a LinkedIn page as well. These are all things that help, because when you type in like elements of someone's website, hopefully it's going to point to that person more,
Yeah.
and it's just teaching people how to use carefully selected words that their customers might type in Google, because a very popular thing nowadays is people typing questions to Google to get the answers, and it's about knowing, well, what type of question do you think someone would ask that applies to your business, and then that you could help them, and then it's having those selected words in to help them with getting higher in the search bracket. So that's, as I say, that's kind of some of the stuff that I'm looking to do more of, and help more people with.
Yeah, sure, because I think search engine and SEO become very important now.
Yeah,
Everything is
definitely.
online.
Absolutely. and there's a lot of options for search engines, but it's quite interesting. Google is like the main search engine in the UK, but
Yeah.
Yahoo is the main one in America. So I didn't really realize that. I thought Google was the main one for everyone, but
Yeah.
I learned something new.
Oh, yeah. And so could you give us some social media tips? For instance, how LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter differentiate from each other?
Yeah, I mean, the thing with social media is each of them has a place, and it's understanding what they're good for. So, my top tips would be is you should definitely have a LinkedIn page for your business and a Facebook business page as well. And the reason for that is because LinkedIn, for instance, is a good way to talk to other businesses, talk to like corporations as well, commercial entities. It's kind of like having a CV online. So that's really the thing about LinkedIn.
Yeah.
But Facebook, that's where you have more opportunity to talk to your customers, potential customers that you want to have. So, depending obviously on your type of business model and the type of clients that you have, Facebook is probably where 90% of your probable customer base might come from and that they probably use. So, I would say you definitely want both of those as a minimum. But you want to then utilize them differently. So Facebook's a good way to do live videos, talking points, things like this, what we're doing now as well. You can have like online videos and stuff to be having all that. You can put pictures on and you can post up blogs and vlogs of information. So it's utilizing those in different ways and trying to grow them so that people will find them and follow them and like them. Then when it comes to other sort of social media pages like Instagram, it's a good way to share pictures. TikTok is a good way to do like fun videos, funny videos. So maybe you want to build up more rapport, and that's a good way to do that with TikTok. Twitter is another one where if you use hashtags the
Yeah.
right way, you can attract a lot of potential followers and subscribers to your pages. So each social media has a different element that you can use it for. It's understanding what ones suit you and your business.
Hello?
If you was someone that was, but if you're someone that's maybe a consultant and things like that, then you might want to focus more on LinkedIn and Facebook and Twitter. So it's about using different social medias for each business differently and how can it work for you. But that's, as I say, my top tips: LinkedIn and Facebook. Every business should have those, but all of the others, look at them and think, would that work for me?
Yeah. Thanks for the tips. So we got to try everything and see which one works the best, right?
Yeah, definitely. And if you can manage it, then do more. The more you can do, the better. But don't do too much that it stops you from doing other things. It
Yeah.
shouldn't overtake everything that you're doing. But it's always nice to try different things. I always recommend to people anyway with YouTube, if you do video content, you
Mhm.
should have a YouTube account. Why not? You can store your videos on YouTube and it don't cost you nothing, and you might get people that find you. So
I noticed that
worth it.
YouTube videos can generate the keywords for the search
They
engine.
can they can generate income, but they work very differently because it's all ad based and views and clicks based. I wouldn't get into YouTube thinking I'm gonna be a massive YouTube star and get 4 million people liking and watching my videos, because that takes years to do, and even then it's
Mm.
hard for people to do that. But as I say, if you think of using YouTube as a tool,
Mhm.
there's no harm in you doing that, and then eventually you'll build up things. Actors use YouTube as a way to store their reels and stuff of their work.
Yeah.
So it's using these things to your advantage, basically.
Mhm. Yes. Thanks very much for the interview and the social media tips today, and we get to understand more about you. highly recommend Louis' business services. And also,
Thank
Louis,
you.
you run a networking group, right?
I do, yeah. So I actually help with another social media guru and marketer,
Yeah,
Louise Camish.
yeah,
She's from Jellyfielders. We together host on a Monday night for networking,
yeah,
6 o'clock to 7:30, and it's all about marketing. We get people, marketing experts, talking about, and we teach people different things about marketing strategies.
yeah. Thanks very much. Highly recommend your networking group as well.
Thank you.
Okay. Have a lovely week.
You too. Thank you for having me, Mona.
You're welcome. So bye.
Bye.